The 5 ways of Aquinas. Can you prove God exists? Aquinas' 5 arguments: 1. Motion. 2. Causation. 3. Contingency. 4. Degrees of being. 5. Design, each a cosmological argument. The ontological argument for God, the most mind-bending argument for God's existence. Anselm, that than which nothing greater can be conceived must exist. Descartes' version, modern objections. Analogy and how we speak of God. Why you can't describe God literally, but you can truly. Analogy of attribution and proportion, not univocal, same or equivocal, totally different, real but imperfect. The hypostatic union explained simply. 1 person, 2 natures. The simplest explanation of who Jesus is. 1 divine person, the eternal Son. 2 complete natures, divine and human, neither confused nor separated. Perichoresis, the dance of the Trinity. The Trinity is a divine dance. Here's what that means. A Greek mutual indwelling, each person fully in the others. Love as total self-gift, humans invited into the dance. Satisfaction theory of atonement. Anselm's theory of why Jesus had to die and why it matters. God's honor violated by sin. Satisfaction must be infinite. Only God-man can offer it. Anselm versus Abelard. Christus Victor, the battle model of atonement. Jesus came to defeat the devil, this atonement model explained. Christ battles and defeats death, devil, and sin, resurrection as cosmic victory, harrowing of hell, early church dominant. Exemplarism. Jesus as moral example. Was Jesus just showing us how to live? The Catholic response. Jesus is an example, but not only. Abelard's insufficient view. More than moral influence. Objective redemption required. Predestination and free will in Catholic teaching. Predestination, the Catholic view that avoids Calvinism. God foreknows but does not predetermine evil. Reprobation, God permits not causes. Mystery of grace and freedom. Justification, Catholic versus Protestant. What does the church mean by justification? Not just forgiveness, but transformation. Intrinsic, not imputed. Faith and works. Cooperation with grace. Council of Trent. The Theology of the Body summary. John Paul II's 129 lectures on the human body, summarized. Body reveals the person. Spousal meaning of the body. Original, historical, eschatological man. Gift of self. Moral absolutes, why some acts are always wrong. The philosophical case for moral absolutes. Intrinsic evil not relative to circumstance. Human nature as basis. Veritatis splendor against proportionalism. The immortality of the soul. What makes the soul immortal? The philosophical argument. Soul is spiritual, not material. Death is not destruction of soul. Separation of soul and body at death. Rational argument. The communion of the church with heaven. The church is larger than we see. Those in heaven are members. Church militant on earth. Church suffering purgatory. Church triumphant heaven. One body, mutual support. Eschatology, the last things in detail. Death, judgment, heaven, purgatory, hell, the full Catholic picture. Individual eschatology versus cosmic. Tension between already and not yet. Transformation, not annihilation of cosmos. Protology and eschatology, beginning and end. How the beginning of creation and the end of time are connected. End recapitulates beginning. New creation fulfills original creation, original sin and redemption, Alpha and Omega. What is a heresy? How does the Church define it? What makes something a heresy versus an opinion? Heresy, obstinate denial of defined doctrine by baptized person. Error versus heresy. Schism, apostasy, material versus formal. The nature of the Church's infallibility. When is the Church infallible? The full picture. Pope ex cathedra. Ordinary universal magisterium. Ecumenical council. Not all statements protected from error on faith morals. Synodality and the Sensus Fidei. The Sensus Fidei, the whole Church's sense of the faith of the whole people of God, cannot define doctrine alone, helps identify authentic teaching. Natural law and sexual ethics. Why the Catholic Church bases sexual ethics on natural law. Body has inherent meaning. Sexual acts have natural ends. Contraception frustrates natural end. Humanae vitae. The Transcendentals, truth, goodness, beauty. Why Catholics care so much about beauty. Transcendentals, convertible with being. Everything that is true, good, and beautiful. Art and theology connected. The problem of suffering. 4 Catholic answers. How do Catholics respond to suffering? 4 frameworks. 1. Free will. 2. Soul-making. 3. Redemptive suffering. 4. Eschatological. None sufficient alone but together point to trust. The philosophy of death. What does death mean? Catholic philosophy of dying. Death is separation of soul and body, not natural but consequence of sin. Christ transformed it. Death as birth. Conscience and moral relativism. Why Catholic morality is not relativistic. Conscience discovers, does not create moral truth. Moral truth objective, relativism self-refuting, Benedict XVI's speech. What is a person? The Catholic philosophical definition of a person, Boethius, individual substance of rational nature, person equals irreducible dignity, not defined by function or productivity. Life after death, the evidence. What's the evidence for life after death? A Catholic summary, near-death experiences, philosophical arguments for soul's immortality, resurrection appearances, witness of martyrs. The meaning of life, Catholic answer. The Catholic answer to the most important question. To know, love, and serve God in this world and be happy with Him forever. Beatitude, man's greatest good.